One of the distinctive features of our DRFEWS project is the participatory approach we're taking to developing our models. This video is designed to give you a little background on the motivation for our participatory approach and an overview of the ways in which collaboration with people from outside of our university will help shape our research and modeling efforts. Participatory modeling arose because of growing questions about the usefulness, relevance, and impacts from conventional academic modeling efforts. Particularly when models are trying to represent how complex systems work, publicly available data and information can be limited, and it can be very helpful to incorporate the insights and experiences of real-world actors. Interacting with actual decision makers can also ensure that solutions and recommendations are practical and usable. As a result, there are two complementary goals that a participatory approach should help achieve. First, we want to benefit from the experience and insights of our stakeholders to improve the accuracy and realism of our models. This includes identifying features of the world we might have overlooked, but also attention to the opportunities and constraints faced by real-world decision makers. A second goal is to ensure that our work is useful and impactful. By involving people who might be the eventual users in the design of our models, we can ensure that a wider community of actors are familiar with the project. We can also ensure that any tools we produce are practical and easy to use. Our team has proposed to develop a model to simulate the effects of deglobalization on food, energy, and water systems in a 5-state region. Just looking at this figure, you can tell there are a lot of moving parts in this model, and the work is going to be very complex. This more simple graphic highlights the various activities that we'll be taking over the next 3 years on this project. They are described in more detail in our overview video, but I wanted to walk through a little bit of how we involve stakeholders and participants in each aspect. First, we've created a Regional Advisory Council, or RAC, that's going to meet annually and provide input and advice to our project team and review our overall progress. The RAC will provide more high-level feedback on whether we're headed in the right direction and developing things of value eventually for regional decision makers. Second, we are establishing participatory modeling teams, we call them PMATs, to provide more in-depth feedback on various components of the overall project. PMATs will be smaller groups that will meet between the RAC meetings. PMAT members will learn more about the inner workings of key models or activities and will benefit from a deeper understanding of how university scientists and modelers think and work. For example, we'll have a PMAT that will meet with the Regional Economic Modeling team to review the work and provide suggestions for ways to improve that model. Finally, we'll seek input from the RAC and PMATs on project activities designed to provide broader impacts and benefits to society from our work, like development of curriculum and opportunities to hold workshops for regional stakeholders. While we expect many questions to emerge during the process, we've already identified some initial examples of topics where participatory advisors will be encouraged to provide input. Some of these are listed on this slide. For example, as we create the model for the regional economy, we're looking for advice about linkages between sectors we might otherwise miss. Similarly, we want input from the PMAT and RAC about what scenarios we should use to explore the effects of future shocks on this region and to capture how farmers and landowners are likely to respond. Ultimately, we believe that engaging with non-academic partners in the inner workings of the science and modeling effort will lead to better and more useful tools. To ensure that we use our time with our advisors well, we'll be periodically checking in with them to see if the project's outputs are what they expected and would find potentially useful in their work.